For Wii U fans everywhere, the hourglass is running out. The final death nail in the Wii U's coffin will be when the Wii U eShop closes in March 2023. But coming up very soon, the Wii U eShop ends credit card support everywhere on May 23rd of 2022. The time is now. If there's ever been anything you want on the Wii U eShop, you better kick your ass into gear and scoop up the games that you want on the eShop before it's too late. Today we take a look at the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. There's a lot of hustle and bustle around the Game Boy Advance coming to the Nintendo Switch, but it is already on the Wii U eShop and is about to disappear from that said eShop forever.
You got the Outsiders, Kevin Nash,
Scott Hall.
and if you get a chance, you need to be watching Gaming Off the Grid.
Don't miss it.
Ever.
Talk about hot topics in the video game community. The Game Boy Advance, it's on fire right now. There's a lot of rumors swirling around. Is it coming to the Nintendo Switch Online?
Oh, wow.
I don't know, but I do know one thing. There's one place you can get Game Boy Advance games on the DL.
And that is on the Nintendo Wii U. It would be badass if they brought it to the Switch, but it's not on there as of filming of today. This is part 4 of a mini-series we're doing, diving into the Wii U eShop Virtual Console games and comparing prices. What's really cool about this episode in particular is I'm not a big handheld gamer.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to get in on handheld games for super cheap and to try them before spending money, because a lot of these are kind of expensive.
And to be able to play them on a TV. I think that's why we're both not really big handheld gamers, is like the little screen.
This is so small.
Now I can play them on the TV that's sitting in front of me, the size that I want to play them. And it's not like we're waiting for Nintendo to dictate to us what we can play via their app. There's like 80 plus games on the Wii U.
I think there's like 84 or something Game Boy Advance games on the Wii U eShop, which is absolutely insane. Dude, there's games for any type of gamer, RPG, shoot, like so many cool things.
And just in case you haven't seen anything from this series before, the Wii U eShop is closing. 2023, March of 2023, the shop is closed for good.
Yes.
And coming up in May, I believe.
May 23rd of 2022, it will no longer support credit cards.
Yes. You can still use eShop cards. You can still link accounts and add funds via the online method.
Yeah, if your accounts are linked to the Nintendo Switch, your funds are added there. So if you have a Switch, it's easy. But still, this is a step towards the death.
I think that May credit card date, I think that's going to be the one where it creates a hurdle for people that they're not willing to jump over. But here are some ways. These are the most expensive games to own physically. The 10 most expensive games to own physically that are on the Wii U eShop. And we're going to tell you how to get those very easily by just downloading them on your Wii U. Tons of ways to play Game Boy Advance games. It could be a Game Boy Advance player on your GameCube,
which is awesome.
Or through emulation. We know all of that. But as far as the Wii U is concerned, let's jump right in to number 10.
Yeah, number 10, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. This game is $7.99 on the Wii U eShop. Loose. This game is $67.38 in CIB for Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the Game Boy Advance, $201.50.
You know, this game, even as an eShop download, I'm like, there's a lot of ways to play this game. I would rather play this game on Super Nintendo. I'd rather play this game, you know, whether it was emulating the Super Nintendo version or this version. This one, it's there. It's an expensive game on the Game Boy Advance. I don't know.
These episodes aren't about like game recommendations.
No,
we're just comparing price. It's just market analysis. So we got a comment on like the first episode that was like, these guys don't know the games. This is a market analysis. We're not diving deep into the games. Yeah. Obviously, some of the games we do know. So moving on to the next one, Fire Emblem. This is a game I do not know, but we're looking at the prices. So Fire Emblem, $7.99.
I know the Fire Emblem franchise. I know this game in particular. I've played a couple of the other games, GameCube, Wii, etc., but haven't played the one on the Game Boy Advance. It's a great way to do it, though. It's getting up there in price. Fire Emblem series has a huge fan base.
Yeah,
a lot of Nintendo fans.
There's a cult following for that. So Fire Emblem Loose. is $69.81. CIB, $227.50. Game Boy Advance stuff's getting crazy, I feel like.
Yeah, and you know, I really compare when I'm thinking of the prices. I compare these digital downloads to a loose copy. We're throwing the CIB in there just for fun.
Yeah, because not many people are collecting Game Boy Advance CIB.
And this was a kid's console, for the most part.
And people destroyed.
Not saying they're kiddie games, but a lot of the box Nintendo stuff, people didn't keep the boxes for it. Especially in the Game Boy Advance era, we didn't know. We didn't know what the collector's market was going to do. So to find it CIB, probably not going to happen. But you're looking at $7.99 versus like $70.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
If I played it,
that's almost an
like
8 times difference.
And you want to
guys.
play it on the TV? It's a good option.
Now moving on to some Mega Man games. We're going to lump these 3 together. Now, these are unique because these are not typical Mega Man games. These are Mega Man Battle Network games, which is weird because I haven't dove into them myself, but it's like Mega Man meets an RPG.
Yeah.
So you got like that top-down RPG Pokemon style game, but then there's occasional Mega Man. It's weird.
You get into the battles, and it's not real-time battling. It's turn-based, but you almost look like you're fighting in a Mega Man game.
Yeah, so
you're not.
It goes into that perspective, but it's weird if you're a Mega Man fan and you're like, oh, I like Mega Man games. This is completely different.
Yes.
It's in the same universe, but way different. So we got Mega Man Battle Network, Mega Man Battle Network 2, and Mega Man Battle Network 6. I think there's other ones available on the Wii U eShop, but these are the most expensive ones for loose copies.
Yeah.
So Mega Man Battle Network is $73.13 loose and $199.99 CIB. Mega Man Battle Network 2 is $74 loose, $195.33 CIB, and Mega Man Battle Network 6 Falzar, weird name, $74.93 loose and $285 CIB.
So once you get to like Mega Man Battle Network 3, 4, 5, and 6, they had 2 releases. So there's 2 different vantage points to play these games from. That's why you have like the 6 Falzar. There's a 6 something Czar. Maybe not Czar.
That's just a whole world I have no idea.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even know these games existed until we started.
I think a lot of Mega Man fans didn't. You're like Mega Man and Mega Man X is what most Mega Man fans know of. These network games.
They were trying to get a new audience. That's what
they're cool. They're cool. I've dabbled in a couple of them. I'm not a huge RPG guy at the moment. Was back when I was younger. I don't have the time. If you're a Mega Man fan of these must plays, read your own mail. I would say probably not.
But this is a nice way to like test
the waters.
Test the waters instead of spending the money.
Now we're going to get into a couple games though. Kind of the rest of the way here. These are must-play Game Boy Advance games.
Oh, these games are amazing.
Like we are talking, the rest of this list is fucking fire, guys. Like for real, Metroid Zero Mission. One of, if not the best Metroid games.
Oh, dude, this game is incredible.
This game's so good.
So on the Wii U eShop, this game is $7.99. Loose, it's $81.87, and CIB, it's $238.13.
I mean, this game is so good. If you're a Metroid fan, if you like, you know, there's the NES Metroid fans. I love NES Metroid. I think it's a great game. But where the game really got its legs was Super Metroid. You get into this Metroid Zero Mission. This is like right up there, cream of the crop. Very good. Very expensive to own physically. If you're a collector, you should own it physically. But if you're just like, you know what, I want to play all the Metroid games. I just recently picked up Metroid Dread and I loved it. Now I got to school myself.
Yeah, and go back.
On what led to this epic game. Metroid Dread is fire, by the way. Metroid Zero Mission will not let you down. This game is an all-timer.
Now moving on to a really fun platformer, Kelowna 2 Dream Champ Tournament. This game is $6.99 on the Wii U eShop. It's $76 loose, and it's $202.67 CIB.
I think this is offered on other consoles. Klonoa, however you say it. I believe there's a PS2 version of this, but the one on the Game Boy Advance, really fun platformer. If you're into like that 16-bit era style graphics, this is there. This is a good one. This game is a hammer. This is for platforming fans. It's like you probably missed this one.
Yeah, I had never heard of this till we started doing this.
You'd be doing yourself a favor to play it. It's really freaking good.
Now moving on to Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Another staple in the Zelda series. This game is $7.99 on the Wii U eShop, $86 loose, and $248.44 CIB. Man, this stuff's getting crazy.
Yeah, and Minish Cap's a great game. It's you know, you go back to our DS episode we did in the same format. Those games are like more you draw on the tablet to control your character. Minish Cap, obviously there's no tablet. This is more back into what you'd be thinking with A Link to the Past, those type of games. Minish Cap is underrated. Not a lot of people mention it, and for the price of $7.99, it's a must play. I like the game, I don't love the game. I would probably not pay $86 to have a loose copy of it.
But you'd pay $7.99.
For sure, all day long. If you're like looking for, man, I just want my next Zelda adventure, $7.99, you're going to be super, super happy with that purchase.
Now moving on to Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Speaking of games that a lot of people don't talk about, they don't talk about this game. Dude, there's a lot of really cool Castlevania handheld games. But Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, $7.99 on the Wii U eShop, $102.95 loose. $205.91 CIB.
There's 3, I believe, Castlevania games that are on the eShop and on the Game Boy Advance just in general. What happened to Castlevania? We had 3 Castlevania games on the Game Boy Advance, 3 Castlevania games on the DS, and then
silence. Yeah.
Silence. And this is, I think, the cream of the crop. If you're a Metroidvania fan, it's a must-play. This was the first game I went to with the Castlevania collection that came out on the digital download
the
space.
Switch.
Yeah, Switch, PS4, etc. It was an awesome collection. And this was the first one I played because I was like, this game is so good. I think you kind of have your one on the Game Boy Advance. But Aria of Sorrow is epic. I love that game. You will not play it feeling like you're stepping back into a prehistoric time of Game Boy Advance graphics. The game just plays incredibly Metroidvania at its finest.
Yeah, and Castlevania. Now moving on to a new game to me that is actually really fun and we've been playing a lot. Drill Dozer. This is a unique game because I've never played anything like it. It's a platformer, but it's a drilling platformer.
It's kind of like a digging platformer.
It's like Dig Dug meets platformers.
Yeah, it's new to me as well. But
it's very, very unique. But on the Wii U eShop, this game is $7.99. Loose, it's $130, and CIB, it's $201. This is a game I've never heard of. I'm glad I discovered it because of this episode that we're filming.
Yeah, I think these are the times you have to kind of check yourself. What did I play? What did I miss? Obviously, I'm passionate about the Castlevania games. I've played every freaking Castlevania game there is known to man. I love it. Missed out on Drill Dozer.
Yeah. I never
So
heard
I know we can't talk about games on the channel unless we've played them and we've beat them, but this is one we haven't played and beat. That's what people tell us in the comment section.
But we're being honest with you.
Yeah,
we haven't. You know,
we haven't played everything. Neither of you. Anybody watching, you haven't played them all. Drill Dozer's one we missed, so I know we should be talking about it right now.
Well, actually, the next couple are ones that we've missed.
Yeah.
But we're going back and learning about them, and they're really cool. So the next one is Car Battler Joe. Very unique game. This is a racing game with RPG elements. What the
And
F?
it's not just a racing game, it's a battle racing game, which I would say is more heavily on the battle racing than the RPG elements, but they sprinkle those in there.
Yeah.
You're
Weird.
racing top-down, if you kind of think of like RC Pro-Am in a way, top-down view, but then you get into these RPG elements. This game looks like it's badass. Another game I missed. My Game Boy Advance era days, never played this.
This game is $6.99, so cheaper than the last game.
Yeah.
$6.99 on the Wii U eShop, $140 loose, and $338.35.
Here's what's
CIB.
so fun about this series. Car Battler Joe. I would never dive into this game for $140.
Never.
Because I'd have no nostalgia for it. I don't have a frame of reference.
Yeah, I don't know anything. It could be amazing.
I don't even know that I would go through the hoops to try emulating it. But $6.99, scrolling through the freaking Wii U tablet. How you doing? Let's go. Let's play some Car Battler Joe.
And maybe you buy it for $6.99 and you fall in love with it. Then you go buy it loose for $140 and you own it physically.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
This is you gotta test the car before you battle it, Joe.
Yeah, Joey.
Yeah.
Joey, let's go. Toby's
now moving on to the last game on our list, Pocky and Rocky with Becky. Do it for Becky. They said that in their list.
This one's for Becky.
Yeah, this is a top-down
Coward of the county.
This is a top-down run and gun dungeon crawl-esque style game that's very unique.
Yeah, you know, I look at it like when you look at the aesthetic and you first turn it on, you're kind of like, oh, is this kind of like a Zelda-ish type of game? But no, you're running and you're gunning, and it's that top-down view, and you know, it can be tough at times. I think you get like 2 hits unless you get extra life.
The hitboxes are really small. This game is really fun, but it's really tough.
Yeah, it is, and some of the boss fights are just awesome. They're a lot of fun. This series dates all the way back to like the Super Nintendo. I think it's got some arcade games, and it's exciting to know there is like a reignited version getting ready to come to the Nintendo Switch. May already be out, but I know the physical copy's on the way.
Oh, that's really cool.
But the Game Boy Advance version, it's worth a play. I would not pay $270 to just stick the tip in.
Yeah, so this game is $269.30 loose. And CIB, guys, I'm going to sit forward for this. CIB, this game is $996.87. Yeah. That is almost $1,000 for this, and someone's in the comments is like, well, that's because they only released it. Who cares? It's still worth that's insane.
Yeah,
because when this game came out, it was probably retail $50 or whatever Game Boy Advance games were.
Yep.
That's insane.
I think there's so much value here. The eShop is winding down. That's the whole premise of this series, and we're going to try consolidating this whole thing into one at the end of all of this. But guys, there's so many games we all missed throughout our days. And if we miss these opportunities, unless we're hardcore emulators, which you can do it that way as well.
Yeah. But even then, you're scrolling through a list of games and you'll skip over a lot of these.
How are you going to get yourself around to playing these games you potentially missed? Some of these we've played. Some of these we've beat. Some of these we've had a lot of fun with. Other ones, we either A, never heard of, or we just never got a freaking round to them. Pokey and Rocky being one of them. But I would say on this list, if you haven't taken a deep dive into the Castlevania games and the Metroid games that are available on the Game Boy Advance, on the Wii U, which maybe you can get a multi-cart, play it on your old Game Boy Advance. Maybe you can play it on your Game Boy Advance SP, but playing the games on your TV.
Oh yeah, it's a way to do it.
It's so valuable. The reason we know it's so valuable, look at the price of the Game Boy Advance player for the GameCube.
Oh yeah.
To get that with the disc, north of $200. It's a big deal.
We have it. It's awesome. We love it.
It is great. But man, when you're firing up the Wii U and you're just like playing some Mario Kart or whatever, and then you've got couple of these games just burning in the background.
You can just fucking chip away at it.
You can play them.
Dude, it's so cool. And what's crazy is we're talking about a lot of games that we've missed. We're talking about a lot of games that we've never even heard of. This is just 10 games, a little bit more because we lump them in against together. This is 10 games out of 80 plus games for the Game Boy Advance available on the Wii U eShop.
For sure.
So I guarantee there's 30 to 40 games you've never heard of, you've never played, you've missed out on.
Yeah, if you're like, hey.
Unless you were a hardcore Game Boy Advance player, but
Metroid Zero Fusion. I beat that. But I never got to Metroid Fusion. Boom. It's on the eShop.
There it is.
Just give it a scroll. I would do it sooner rather than later because the card support is done in less than a month. Like, the clock is freaking ticking, and we've got till March of 2023. Now, I think it is worth noting, via the comment section, little nut scratchers firing in comments. How you doing? I gotta ask this question. Nintendo has not put a backstop on how long these games will be downloadable. So if you download them and your Wii U fails, the Wii, as of the filming of this episode, I believe, you can still, if you have the games, get on and download them if you paid for them.
Oh, so the shop is still...
I believe...
The shop is still open, but you can't buy things.
You can't buy things. So for the time being...
It's a good thing to bring up.
You can get in there and still re-download your games. The Wii, I did hear some scuttle about that. I haven't been on it in like 3 months, so I don't know.
But also, like, think about when the Wii eShop closed when we started the channel.
Yeah.
So what was that, 4 years ago?
Yep.
And it's still, like, there might still be time. So it's one of those things, get on, buy these games, get an external hard drive. A lot of people say not want to have space. We talked about that in prior episodes, check them out if you haven't, but...
We'll leave a link to the external hard drive we use in the description of this video. So if you want to grab that one, I think it's an SSD, whatever the hell. It's a Samsung, whatever, 1 terabyte. Works really well for us and has worked for other viewers that we've suggested it to. But the clock's ticking, guys. It just is ticking. Game Boy Advance, it's in the news. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot. The Switch may alleviate some of this stuff. Alleviate some of the urge to go out and buy these.
But that's only if you have a Switch. That's only if you have the premium membership to the Switch. That's only if you, like, or the expansion pack, whatever it's called. Some people don't I know a lot of people that have a Wii U and don't have a Switch.
Yeah.
So, we're just trying to, you know?
And at the same breath, you are at the mercy of what Nintendo trickles to you on the Switch.
Or they could trickle to you and then, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Take it away.
So
if you buy it, it will be on your console forever.
Yeah, as long as your console's still running.
Yeah.
But even if it's not, I think you can still jump on the Wii U for an undisclosed period of time and re-download the games. But it's time for a freaking beer review.
Yes,
Let's go.
This is a fun one. So, Drecker, so good.
North Dakota.
North Dakota. This is the peach cobbler, slang de jour. I think it's French for...
It's like the slang de jour.
It's like the pico de gallo. Slang de jour, sour a la mode, peach cobbler.
The gabagoo.
Oh man, this is gimmicks. Peach, cinnamon, nutmeg, brown sugar, granola, lactose, vanilla beans.
Check.
Wow. What do you think?
It's amazing. I love peaches.
They were put there in a can by a man in a factory downtown.
Yeah, I took a little nap with the roots all twist, squished a rotten peach in my fist. I love peaches. I do. I just love peach pie. I like peaches. I like canned peaches. I like real peaches. Everything peaches. And this just makes me want to say, sucking on my titties like you wanted me.
That's that's a deep cut peaches.
Yeah.
Check that something out.
I love this beer.
This is incredible. We shared a can of this because we bought a 4-pack, and this is the only can left. We drank the other 3.
On accident.
On accident. This beer is so good. It's so smooth. It's so creamy. It's so just flavorful, but not thick.
Yeah.
Like, you get a lot of flavor, you get that creaminess, that smoothness, but it's not heavy. It's like, such an easy drinker. Like, I'm surprised my glass is almost empty by the end of this episode because I just keep sipping on it.
Yeah. It's delicious. It's divine.
So good. And I feel like this is another one of those beers. We've been having them a lot lately. You don't have to be a beer fan to like this. Like, this does not taste like beer. This tastes like a delicious peach-inspired cobbler beer. You know, it's just so good.
I don't know how many people are into the beer reviews, but Drecker, they're climbing. They're climbing the ladder. We have those breweries, right, that we always are like, hey, this is this brewery. Drecker's up there.
That's because they're making crazy shit that tastes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, that's a tough profile. And then it tastes like the profile? What?
Yep.
Yeah, so
this
good.
This is top shelf sour shit by Drecker. Anyway, another entry in the series for the Game Boy Advance on the Wii U eShop. The Wii U eShop is closing. Take action if you care to. If you don't, then hey, whatever. How you doing? I hope you enjoyed the video. But
thanks for watching.
The clock is ticking. We're not running out of time. The eShop will be closed, and the worst thing that could happen, we've been saying it this whole series, is that somebody's going to be like, holy shit, I had no idea it was closing, and I missed out on all these games. So many games we've all missed out on. Everybody watching, you probably have a backlog of games you never played.
Oh, 100%. There's no way.
You hope you can get to them. Well, this is a chance to potentially get to them and just stow them away, so you can play them on a rainy day.
For cheap. And it is crazy because in our last episode, the TurboGrafx 16, there were comments that said, oh, I had no idea TurboGrafx 16 was on the Wii U. I had no idea Game Boy Advance was on the Wii U.
Everybody's all in a tizzy. Game Boy Advance coming to the Switch. Come on, man. It's already on the Wii U. What are you waiting for? And you're almost out of time. So I get excited about the Switch. You don't know that's going to happen when you're running out of time on something that it can happen on in the present.
Whoa, that was like a riddle.
I don't know. We'll see you next time right here on the one and only Gaming Off the Grid. Should we try this? Give her a poke.
Wow.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty smooth. And I'm glad I discovered... I'm glad I...